Processing.
I'm sorry. Try again.
everybody. Hi, Krista. Hi, Melanie.
Hey, Steve. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Melanie can't unmute herself for some reason. But she says hi. I know
Hi,
she
Melanie.
does. Yeah. Wow, what a show we have today. But boy, it's going to be hard to top last week's show, isn't it?
It is. No costume.
We got to go trick-or-treating. Today we want to say hi to everybody in Montana too. I mean, Utah and Montana. It doesn't matter. And Montana's here. Our Utah's with us today. God, I can't get that spit out right, can I? And
Utah's
been on before with. She didn't know we had Mr. Dude in the countdown timer. That's who she had on last time, and I forgot to tell her. That's all right. Don't have to tell everybody everything. They'll find out. So Jess has a tight schedule, so we're going to bring her up first, and she has an amazing girl. Her name's Bonnie, and we have a little video for her that kind of tells the story. But that boy right there, Mr. Toby. Him and Snoopy are going to be the king of the shows, and Bonnie, and she's going to be the queen because we have a lot of competition. We got two 8-week-old puppies going to coming on today, so it's going to be a heck of a show. So we get to, what do they call that? Puppy breath?
Oh, puppy breath.
Yeah,
puppy
I don't
kisses.
know why they do that, but I've heard it before. So let's get right at it. Bonnie's got a. Well, let's see what she's got going on. Wow, that's a transformation just in the video, isn't it, Jess?
Yeah.
Wow, ain't that something? Is that her right there behind you?
Yeah, she's grumbling. She can hear, a leaf moving in the backyard, so she's telling us.
Well, she's a guardian. She doesn't know what it is.
That's right.
Boy, I'll tell you, she looks like a fun girl.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about her?
So she came to us. She was picked up on the side of the road with her buddy Clyde. So we Bonnie and Clyde, and they were in the shelter, and she didn't really react to other dogs very well. So they needed to get her out because they were going to euthanize her just because she was, she wasn't very compatible with the other. So we brought her home, and we've been working with her. She gets to see, the whole pack that we have, but she's slowly starting to come out of her shell, and something pretty amazing happened. We ended up getting another foster just a day or so ago, she kind of took to her and has been really just great to let her be around. So we thought initially that she was only going to be, she'd have to be like an only house dog, but she's not. She actually
Yeah.
has been mentoring this dog.
And that has caused you to continue to start integrating her with the other dogs. How many do you have there in total?
8.
8
Yep.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a few.
That's because you can't say no, huh?
That's right.
Well, join the crowd. So, and that kind of surprised you when she started nurturing Naomi, huh?
Yeah, it did. I really was, we were letting her go at her own pace, and just her body language when Naomi arrived just kind of told me like there might be a spark here that we can move forward. And
that she can do this, right?
Yeah. And
She's a beautiful looking dog. She looks Akbashi.
She is. Yeah, she actually looks a lot. She looks like Lucian, but she's like mini version of Lucian.
Oh, so she, I noticed in the video, and it's hard to tell with pictures and video clips. I don't know if she's as leggy as a standard Akbash or not, but because Akbash have long legs.
Yeah, she's actually a little more short and stout. She's just like
she's probably got Pure in her then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does she have long fur, or it looks almost a little bit shorter?
It's shorter and it's really dense.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
double coated still.
Yeah.
Okay. And she was just found wandering on the road.
Yep. They were just picked up on the side of the highway.
And then turned urgent.
She did. Yeah. They were going to euthanize her, so we pulled her.
Right. Always remember that in a shelter, they're usually contracted to the county, and the contract says if there's a stray, you have to take them. That means if there's no room, somehow they got to make room. And a lot of times shelters will double smaller dogs up. Giant breeds, they can't do that.
Yeah.
And so they're usually the first to be euthanized, especially if there's behavior or medical issues. So, and if she wasn't getting along with the other dogs, that's considered behavior. And,
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but they've got a contract to meet. So, doesn't mean we have to like it, right?
No.
So, and so she's is the transformation we see in the video. Now, needless to say, the timeline is different, but she's been doing well, hasn't she?
Yeah. So she's been with us for about a month. And like I said, she's got some food aggression issues that we're
So do
working.
I.
Yeah. She doesn't like other dogs in her space when she's eating, obviously. But she's
That's fair.
Yeah, she's coming out of her shell though. We've actually, with Naomi, we feed them in the same room, just at the opposite ends of the room, and that's huge.
Because you're keeping enough distance where they're comfortable. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Good. That's perfect too.
Mhm.
Now, the food aggression stuff, that's not unusual.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Don't let that surprise you, because they're dogs and she was hungry. So that's not unusual at all.
Yeah,
And,
she would bury her food when she first came in, and we realized, she was probably a livestock guardian dog out on the mountain, and she probably had to fend for herself a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So
a lot of ranchers, they'll go out, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there's really nothing wrong with this. They do this in France in a lot of areas. They pour the food on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get them and we try to domesticate them, we put the food in their bowl, and they're saying, "What the heck's this?" And they'll dump their bowls over, then they eat.
Yep.
So that's not, I mean, so then what do? We wean them into the bowl, put the food on a plate. If you use a paper plate, you might come in with shredded paper plate, but still put it on a plate and they'll eat it.
Yep. She eats out of her bowl now. She's a good girl.
That is cool, isn't it? And when they hide it, typically they're saving it for later is all. They're not hungry. Or something's going on around them, and they can't eat because they're at work. They won't eat while they're working.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's one of the things about the livestock guardian breed. That's just another thing that says, "Oh my God, there's something wrong with my dog. He's not eating." Well, maybe he's at work.
She looks very comfortable.
She does.
She is. That's her princess bed. I call her Princess Bonnie, and that's her designated bed. And then Naomi's got her own bed across the way here, but they snuggle together sometimes still.
Oh, okay, so they're kind of living together.
They do live together. Yep. They have the
Awesome.
big space.
And the more that happens, the more Bonnie will accept other dogs.
Hmm.
And but it's got to be at her timing, right?
Yep, exactly.
When she's ready, not when we're ready.
Right.
So the home that she goes to has got to be, just like the video says, got to be able to pick up where you guys leave off, huh?
Exactly.
You don't have to start over. Oh, it'll seem like it sometimes because, well, how Jess has done this with Bonnie is through attachment. You got to attach to them.
Hmm.
And when you attach to a livestock guardian breed in general, phew, that's an attachment you'll never forget.
It's
So,
true.
yeah. So what kind of home do you think she'd need with like cats and children, etc.?
We've tested her with my cat. She's not like wanting to eat him, but she's definitely interested. Probably would chase him. So maybe no cats. And
Well,
then
now, hang on a second. I love her bark. That's an Oshkosh bark.
good girl.
And so did Toby like it. Oh, so did Snoopy.
Come here.
Oh, Snoopy could care less.
Yeah. So I mean, we just go slow. I mean, if somebody has other animals at their home and they want to adopt her, I would say you can definitely or certainly do that. Just make sure that you go at her pace and introduce slow introductions, proper introductions. But she can certainly be integrated into a family home with other pets.
Okay. All right. I'm going to bring up a comment for a second, and that just appeared, and because we have a lot of rescues Facebook pages. Montana has been getting hit hard with scammers.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony, if Rena doesn't know you, you're going to have a problem. Just so you know. Okay. I promise you're going to have a problem. This is StreamYard. They actively go after you. So, but if Rena does know you, I apologize. But everything will be good. So,
It's up to Rena.
Rena will let us know if she knows him or not because Rena is here.
Oh, that
Yeah.
might have
Okay.
answered my
It looks
question.
like Tony's. Why don't you guys take over? I got to take care of this real quick. All right.
Yep.
By the way, Jess, meet Krista and Melanie meet and Krista meet. You guys
Hi,
all have something in common. You kind of like our breed a little bit, and I'm
We
going to
do.
take care of Mr. Tony here.
Yep.
Right.
Jess, are you in Utah or in Montana?
So we are in Utah. We're in northern Utah and Syracuse up by Ogden.
And do you adopt dogs to all over Utah and Montana, or how do you place dogs?
Yeah, we can transport to any surrounding states for sure.
Oh, very cool.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And she's fully potty trained. She doesn't get into things or chew things up, so she can be left unattended. She can pretty much just mind her own business and go about her day, and she's a good girl.
So she doesn't need a crate or.
Nope, no crate.
That's good.
There.
What a
Okay.
good
Got
girl.
Tony taken care of. He's gone.
Good job.
And he's going to have a bad day tomorrow. Wow. So, I wanted to touch on the cats.
Mhm.
If your cats don't run, there's nothing to chase.
That's true. My cat will run.
Okay. So basically, it's a game.
Yeah.
All right. Chances are pretty good. Now, we can't say this for certain, but chances are pretty good. If she catches the cat, she's going to say, now what? Now what do I do? Well,
Yeah.
that's probably cat's next move. Cats have teeth in their hands. Okay. And the dogs, well, will realize that. And then all of a sudden, we start getting along better. Okay. Because there's no trainer in the world probably that can make a dog and a cat get along together. They give us the ability to manage this so they can figure it out. We give the cat an escape route. Simple as that. And sometimes they can get along. Sometimes they can just tolerate. But now if the dog has had a bad experience and wants to harm the cat, that's a different story. Okay. And we can't help that. We manage it. All right. So it doesn't make it a bad dog, doesn't make it a bad cat, just makes it a bad situation. That's all. Wow. Wow, Jess. So now we got, you mentioned another dog and that you just gotten. Plus, you just got 2 dogs, but one's gone by now. The male, he went to foster.
Max, yeah, we adopted him out. We saved him from being starved to death. So we got him yesterday and adopted him out yesterday too.
Now, I know you got a tight schedule, but let's touch on Bonnie because you may bring her on, right? Eventually.
You mean Naomi? Yeah.
I'm sorry, Naomi.
Yeah, she's the one here that I'm petting, and she's one of the 5 that we had to rescue.
Right, and there was a situation. I'm going to play her video, and then there might be questions.
Yep.
All right, because I have a couple.
Okay.
I apologize for the 2 different ages. I fixed one of them, but I missed the other one. She's
That's
6 months old, correct?
6 months old. Yep.
Okay. Yes, Susan, Utah laws, it's not illegal to do that. So we can't condemn the person that did it because they did nothing illegal. Always remember that. Okay. If you don't like the law, then change them. Have the laws changed. That's what you do. Okay. I'm not sure. Rena was looking into that, and we'll let you know. I don't know if the state governs that or if it goes county by county. Okay, in Texas, I don't know because I'm not in Texas. I'll tell you who would have that best answer, with short of looking it up, would be Melise, the director of the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society. But she's not a walking code book either. So, so now with the laws like that in Utah, Jess, that kind of, I mean, it looks to me like they are making it harder to save them.
They are. Yeah, because we have to be careful. If we get calls, and we get calls a lot, that we find, you know, peers on the side of the road or in a field, we have to be super careful. If we go to try to help the dog, there can't be any livestock around for miles and miles.
Okay.
How do you check that?
Yeah, really. That's my question. How do you know?
You just go look. I mean, that's all we can do, and do the best that we can without getting in trouble. Really.
Well, the law says within 100 miles. That's a lot of going to look and checking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's next to impossible to save a dog.
Pretty much. Yep.
But yet here we are, you're doing it.
Yep.
That's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. We
But you know what? That doesn't make Utah any harder than any other state.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I tip my hat to anyone in rescue. Okay. That's a job. That's an amazing job. I mean, in all definitions of the word.
Yeah.
And yes, Debbie, it is absurd, isn't it? But it's legal. So you can't condemn the person that did it because they did not break the law. Always remember that. Oh, hi, Sarah. Wow. Wow. Now I'm starstruck. You guys got to take over. I'm going to start stuttering here. Sarah was involved with another case a while back that is still ongoing.
Yep.
So, because they saved a dog, her and another lady.
So sad.
Yep. And over saving a dog, she's got 3 felonies. All right. And wow, I'm great to see you on here, Sarah. Thank you for what you do for the dogs. Holy cow. I'm a wimp. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. I apologize. And I am fostering though for Ashley. So that was a rescue I didn't know was even there. But the good thing is there's a rescue. Okay. There's another rescue that came up in Utah. And God only knows the country needs as many rescues as they can get because they're breeding them faster than you guys can save them.
That's true.
So always remember that. Next time you breed a dog, why are you doing it and what's going to happen to that dog? And are you willing to take the dog back if it doesn't work out? Stand behind what you do. Okay. Wow, so Sarah on. Wow. And
Of course.
don't worry about it, folks. The show's about the dogs. You're going to hear some barking. All right. Okay, Susan, what do we have here? We have a link. Good. Probably Texas, I would assume. So
Yep. Looks like Texas.
good. Yeah, man, it is awful. It's not illegal, but what about ethics? What about humane? All right. So this is why we put it out there. Because a lot of people, Amanda sounds like she didn't know about this was legal. Okay. And just because it's legal, man, it doesn't mean you have to like it. So anytime you don't like a law, you have to advocate to change the law. That's all. Simple as that. And that's up to the public. Okay. So, and also too, share the show. You're allowed to share the show. And that's how we get dogs adopted and donations that come in, because it's not cheap having a rescue. You can ask anyone in rescue the money that's involved. So next time you complain about an adoption fee, just think about, for example, Crockett. He was the puppy that has a rod in his leg now. That surgery was like $8,000. But his adoption fee, had Judy and Michael not adopted him, would have still been the same. Okay. It doesn't go up because the cost of medical was higher. So the rescues, they can struggle. 2-3 surgeries in a row, man, that's enough to stagger any rescue. All right. Because prices aren't getting cheaper.
Pets are expensive.
Yes. Wow. Jess, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this and making people aware of what's going on in some states. And Susan, she brought the point up in Texas that Texas is not an easy state. I mean, First of all, think about it. You have the sheer size of it. Okay. And then you've got all of the farmers and stuff and a lot of livestock guardian breeds come out of Texas. And for some reason, most of them are heartworm positive. Why is that? Because they don't put them on preventatives. Now in Utah, it's regional. Okay. Pacific Northwest, we have to do things here in Ohio that you may not have to do in Utah, in Washington, Texas. They got to do everything I got to do. Heartworm preventative year round, flea and tick preventative year round. I think that's where Utah has one up on us. You guys usually don't have to give flea and tick in the winter time because you actually have winters there.
Yeah, me too.
They measure their snow in feet, not inches. Okay, the whole new ball game. All right, I know you got to go, Jess. Thank you. I will take you down so you can exit gracefully.
Thank you.
Yes.
And as soon as I find you down here at the bottom, there you are. Bye, Jess. Thanks.
Bye. We'll see you again.
All right. Wow, ain't that something?
It's quite a story.
Now we can lead into our next guest, the puppies. Now,
Puppies.
I want to. We're going to do something a little different because these folks. We didn't get to touch on this a whole lot when it happened, but back in July, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society brought in a dog that was, severely neglected, and she didn't survive. Okay.
Aw.
These folks took her in knowing she couldn't survive, but yet they took her in anyway to give her a life, somewhat of a life in her remaining days. These are those fosters that took Julia in. So we're going to bring them up, and they got 2 8-week-old puppies. And those of you that remember back on, I can't remember the date, last month, I think it was the 3rd of last month, we had the 2-week-old, 3-week-old puppies on then that were being bottle fed.
I remember them.
This is 2 more of them that are now 8 weeks old with a different foster. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, there were more than, and I think there's even more. Okay, I don't remember. So, but that's who's coming up. But we're going to lead into it with Julia, because that was a girl that just did not get a good shake. But at least when she passed away, she did not. Her eyes did not see bad humans. Okay.
two abandoned dogs on a rescue out in Marshall, Texas. The two dogs had been left by their owners and were living on neighbor's property under their trailer. Julie had a horrific wound on her face and was pouring pus from one side of her mouth. Her health clearly had not been maintained for years. On initial presentation to GPRS, Julie was not eating. She had no appetite. She had no energy. She would just lay around and sleep most of the day. Her hair was matted, so we cut all of the knots off, and her heartworm test came back positive. After a week, the vet called and told us that she wasn't leukemia positive. We started her on antibiotics right away. And then you can see here she's starting to feel better. The swap took a lot out of her. She ended up sleeping for a couple hours after we got back. Donations to continue her recovery are greatly appreciated, and none of this would be possible without our generous donors. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
Ain't that something? We go from, well, the end of Julia's life, and now you're in the beginning of two new lives.
Oh my God, Steve! You have me crying. Like, wow.
Well, that's okay. At least they're good tears.
Right.
And those two puppies are laying there, and you're not chasing them all over the place. How the heck is that happening?
Oh, we have Harry here. The puppy whisper.
Aw.
Hi, Harvey.
Hey, what's up, Steve? What's going on, man?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. You see, next to you, they look tiny.
No, these are big puppies, man. They're not
Yeah,
small.
I was gonna say next to your resident dog, I can't remember her name.
Beyonce, she's right there.
Yeah, next to her, they look big, and she's not a tiny girl either, is she?
No, she's around 160, 170. Yeah.
Holy cow, that's a big girl.
Yeah, she
And
is.
those
cute.
puppies were shooting up there. They were big, so not obviously not as big as her. Now you, how old were they when you got them?
They were 1 week and a half.
1.5 weeks. So you had to bottle feed them, huh?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Did you have to do that at certain timed intervals? Because, man, every time I see puppies that a mother hasn't abandoned them, every time you see them, they're nursing.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like I aged like 5 years because those don't sleeps. I said nights.
Yeah, we don't sleep at night. No.
So yeah, we were feeding them like around 12, 3, 5. You know, like yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, it
That's
was
a lot of work.
Yeah, it was.
Well, and fostering puppies in general, that's a lot of work. But now when you get them that when they should still be with the mother that abandoned them, the mother abandoned the puppies. Okay. And,
Yes.
And which is how they came into rescue. Somebody, they were actually she gave birth on somebody's property that knew a GPRS person or something, I think is what I heard. But wow, man. But now they're 8 weeks old. They're eating puppy food now, aren't they?
Yes. They're eating kibble.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, my English is kind of.
I understand every word you're
Perfect.
saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they're eating kibble with some wet food, and normally Harvey in the morning spoil them with some milk, like powder milk
Mhm.
on top of the food, like a little bit, like
Oh, gotcha.
yeah,
For that nutrient. Gotcha.
yeah.
Awesome. So now they're 8 weeks old, and you got them very, very young. And when do they become available for adoption? I don't even have no idea about puppies because I'm just not a puppy guy, but yet I have a 1-year-old Akbash here, but that's another story. When will they become available? When can people apply for them?
Oh my God. You know what? That's a good question. I have no idea.
Okay. All right. We'll let Krista, possibly you have a better answer because you are a screener.
I think once they are spayed and neutered and have their shots.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So-
right. I know they got to have their shots completed.
Yeah.
And
and
puppy
sometimes
shots,
sometimes that's
um,
before 4 months old. Rena
Oh,
popped in and
Rena
said
just popped it up there, 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're
So
not there yet.
they have their first round of shots, and I think they're going to be under surgery on the 19th of this month. So I guess
Gotcha.
after that, yes.
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, one of the volunteers at GPRS knew of the pups, so that's how they came into rescue, and I'm glad they did, because you're getting to start them into their brand new life on the right foot. So,
They're so cute.
but you guys do great. It's got to be frustrating at times with 2 puppies for the dogs, for your resident dogs. I bet they get frustrated, agitated with them, don't they?
Yeah. Yes, especially Ice. No, I say Beyonce. She don't really like being around them. She'll just run and hide somewhere in the backyard, and they'll come find her, and then she's ready to come in the house. So
Yeah.
she's our live-in babysitter sometimes when we're in the house, just because we got like big hawks and stuff around here.
Oh,
So she pretty much watch out for them, especially
Wow,
a couple
that's-
of weeks ago. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Birds of prey.
Yeah, we
They're
got a hawk
little.
and a eagle that's around here, so we have to be
Yeah.
really, really careful.
Now, are they big enough now to where that's less of a worry, or is it still a concern?
No, I don't think so. Especially they're big enough. I don't think an eagle could actually.
yeah, Iron is around 19 to 20 pounds, I would say.
He's the one sprawled out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's this one right here. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And then the little
She's
Aiko,
not that little, babe. So.
well, no, she's not, but Iron is double her size. So she's
Wow.
maybe around, I would say 10 or 11 pounds.
And they look classic. They look classic Great Pyrenees now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, long.
But
Yeah,
they
they have their double Deweys. And they don't listen.
All right.
So they're
So-
the classic. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So puppy
there you go.
fosters are special. They're special fosters. Well, you guys are still both have your sanity so far. All right.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we need to be very. They're teaching us very a lot, like having a lot of patience.
Yeah, patience. Yeah.
Oh, you're new to puppy fostering then, but you fostered before.
Actually, no. You know what? We've been fostering 14 puppies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
so
you're
this
not
will
new to
be
puppy
our-
fosters. So is this the first time you had to bottle feed them now?
Yes,
Okay. All right. So that is the new part, but you stepped right up and did it.
right.
So, wow. And I think I remember seeing a post somewhere that nobody had to twist your arm either, did they? With these cute
No,
puppies.
actually, you know what? Harvey always said, "Oh, we don't foster no more puppies because it's a lot of work." And no, I want to have all dog,
And
and
then Harvey brings the puppies home, huh?
exactly. So we've been, I think, maybe like a week with no dogs to foster, but they're
Wow.
they're very special. It's
Yeah, they're
Now,
beautiful dogs.
the state of Texas with GPRS is where most of the intake is done. So technically, Texas fosters on paper are supposed to be short-term fosters, and the Pacific Northwest is where the long-term fosters are. So, needless to say, what breaks the cycle is if we don't have enough fosters in, or they don't have enough fosters in the Pacific Northwest, then the Texas fosters have to hold them longer, and that's dogs that don't get saved. So, needless to say, they need fosters in both parts of the country here. All right. And if you got what it takes to foster a puppy, I mean, people of all shapes and sizes. Harvey, if you don't mind me saying it, Harvey's a retired professional football player, and he's fostering puppies. Hi, Harvey.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right. And but the impressive part to me was what they did for Julia. Okay.
Yeah.
His prior life was a job, right, Harvey?
Yeah, correct. I played football for a living. So yeah,
You
so
played
now I'm
on both
fostering
of the
puppies now.
teams that I follow, by the way, just so you know.
Say that one more time.
Both of the teams you played for or my
Oh,
team?
okay.
Yeah.
I'm really a Raider, so I played
Yeah.
for Kansas City. But you know, if you cut me up, I'm gonna have that silver and black in my
So
bloodstream.
you were with the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm a Raider. Yes, correct.
Okay. Were they in Oakland still?
When I got there, we were in Los Angeles. Then we moved to
Okay.
Oakland,
Okay.
and then to Vegas. So
Yeah. Raiders is one of the teams that can't figure out where they want to live, right?
yeah, correct. Yeah.
So
So
they started in Oakland, went to Los Angeles, went back to Oakland, and now
Yeah.
they're in Vegas.
correct.
So I mean, they're all nice cities, I guess, to play in because it doesn't matter. You're playing, okay, and you're earning money doing it. That was a job. So thank you, Harvey, for saving these dogs and having that heart that's required to do this. The
I
passion.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And make no mistake, don't let Harvey see you abusing a dog. It may not end well for you.
No, it's not going to end well.
Okay,
Yeah, I
there you
can't
have it.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys. So in about a couple more weeks or so, well, they'll be. You can probably apply for them now, I would imagine. And besides that, you can apply anyway, because it's not. You can apply to adopt any of the dogs, and make no mistake, GPRS has dogs, and they got some amazing ones, and we've got 2 more of them coming up here in a minute. So, well, they're already up. But so, what kind of home does a puppy require besides patience and patience?
Love. It's a
Thank
lot
you.
of patience, but it's love and time. A
There
lot
you
of
go.
time. You know,
All right.
we've been working on these kids right here, and they already sit when I offer a treat. We're working on sit,
Wow.
and yeah, they sit. Believe it or not,
So they're pretty smart already, aren't they?
yeah, they're potty trained, and
Wow.
yeah. So,
That's
but that
impressive.
takes a lot of time. I mean, I spend a lot of time with them, and I mean, it's time, patience, and most of it love. Like if you don't have the time and the patience, don't.
Always remember, you have to continue to give a puppy knowledge, and that's what they're doing. They're letting.
Yeah, consistency. Yeah, that you need to be firm with them too. Like,
Well, don't
yeah,
beat them, because then you got to answer to Harvey.
no, no, never, never. With aggression and violence. No violence. But yeah, you need to be a little bit firm with them.
Right. And you have to have a dog there already for puppies. That is a
yeah,
rule.
you
'Cause
know
every
what?
rescue I know.
We have a resident. We have a little pit bull. He's the one that runs the show. He's inside the house, and then we have Beyonce here, which they follow what they do. We're very lucky because every
Yeah.
time we Ice is
So
the
you
one
have
that
So you have a pit bull there. So you are another story that just reconfirms that pit bulls are getting a bad rap.
no. You know what? They're understandable. Misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Misunderstood. I'm
That's
sorry.
right. Oh, I agree 100%. I do
Yeah.
not believe in breed specific legislation. We don't need to be doing that. First
Right.
of all, the dog is not born a fighting dog. He has to be taught.
Yes.
Correct.
Isn't that kind of on the human now?
No, that's all. That is on the human. So
Thank
Yep.
you. So but the dogs are getting blamed.
yeah, but you know what, Steve, living up, my whole life, I'm, where I come from, all they did was fight, pit bulls and different things. So in my mind, pit bulls are all vicious until, we got the one that we have, and he's a sweetheart. I mean,
That was a whole different. Yeah, you learn something new from the
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah. Of course. And the one we got is he's an angel also. He's a sweetheart. He's a good softy. So yeah.
Most of the pit bulls I've ever met were sweet dogs.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, fighting is a learned behavior. So they're not born that way. So this breed specific legislation, I do not support that, but they don't care about what I think, obviously, because
they
have it.
Right.
And there's technically, these are councils and stuff. These aren't voted for by the public. All right. So, wow. All right, guys, can you stay for the rest of the show?
Can I stay for the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We gotta keep going here. We don't want to get on overtime because we're not going to not feature somebody just because we're out of time. Everybody knows that by now.
Right.
Right? So, wow. I'm going to tell you what, Snoopy went on vacation and now he's back from vacation. And I want to know if he's a butthead now or not, because he went on that. Or was that the foster parents that went on vacation? Somebody went on vacation.
I went on vacation.
You went on vacation.
So yeah.
But so did he. He got to go to the I can't remember that sign that's up there at Melissa's. But he got to go to the end.
We'll call it sleep camp.
I'm sorry.
We'll say he went to sleep. We'll say he went to sleepaway camp.
Okay.
And he's gonna be back
So
with me at least for the next few weeks. We're gonna kind of.
Did he come back smarter?
No, he came back pretty much the same. He still barks a lot. That's his.
Well, he's a dog.
His biggest thing is he's a big barker.
Yeah.
He's
And
chatty.
he's got a big bark too, doesn't he?
He's really good at he likes things. He's very much a I'm the center of the universe kind of dog.
What kind of home does he need?
That's been how he is. He definitely needs someone who's got experience with the breed, because he definitely has a lot of the headstrong traits. He very much has that. He definitely has the barking trait. Very much has that. But he's very high energy. Even for a young peer, he's super high energy. I let him before the show go and run around in the backyard for 30 minutes thinking, he'll run off his energy. He hasn't run off any energy. He's still got all the energy.
And he's got the tongue. He's got the tongue. Every time I see him, his tongue's hanging outside of his mouth. So basically, now you have a couple other resident dogs. So he wears one out and then the other one picks up. So how does he get along with other dogs?
There's Snoopy. Come here, Snoopy. Come here.
Now, why isn't Toby barking?
Toby says hi.
And that's what happens. It starts and then the others pick up. It's a domino effect.
Yeah, it's not a problem on the show.
They're dogs.
Yeah, now you also have a senior there too, don't you? Is it one of your dogs?
Yes, so my peer is she's just reaching senior. She's about 8 years old. And so she's very calm and mellow. She actually got a little bit playful the other night because we got some cool weather, and he was really excited because she never wants to play, and she actually started bouncing around. So he was thrilled about that.
Does his video that we made for does that video that you made for him still apply? Because I forgot to ask you that.
I'm trying to remember because I've made it before. I've made it.
I'm not. The reason
I'm pretty sure at least the most.
Yeah, the reason I didn't play it to bring him up, I wasn't sure, and I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, the most recent one should be fine. I don't think anything has changed from that. I mean, I'd still say he needs a house with someone who's going to be very active dogs. Definitely someone with experience with the breed. He interacted with some kids while at HQ, and apparently it wasn't the best experience, but of course HQ's really a lot going on. He is a little sensitive.
It's noisy.
To lots of sound. Yeah, he gets sensory overload, so I would keep that in mind. But also, kids can just lead to sensory overload, especially younger kids, because they're so bouncy and loud anyway.
Right.
So I would probably, definitely not younger kids. If you have kids, it would need to be probably like teenagers, ones who know how to behave around a dog.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what I will do is instead of playing our normal exit video, we'll play Snoopy's for our exit. How's that? Okay.
Sounds good.
Because I want to get to Toby too, because Toby's supposed to be the star and he's not here yet.
Toby's.
He's a big boy. So now hang on, one last thing. So the home that Snoopy needs, you got to have experience with the breed. And the reason for that is you keep talking about the breed traits. Make no mistake, most breeds, you can't blame the breed on the dog, okay, for their behavior. The Great Pyrenees, we rely, because they don't have traits technically. They need human instruction to do anything really. The Great Pyrenees don't. So they actually do have breed traits that are embedded in them that are obvious. And that's one of the things we look at on unwanted behavior. Is this outside of breed traits? Is the parent, is the unwanted behavior reasonable? Okay. So that's a good dog. And he's young and he's up and coming big time. Well, he's already there. He's a star.
He's at 95 pounds today. I just weighed him.
Wow.
How old is he now?
Probably about a year and a half. So I'm going to guess he'll get to be around 110-ish
Okay.
whenever he's all said and done.
So he'll be lower side of average, but still in the average scale. So, all right. Because they can get as heavy on average as 160 pounds. So they're a giant breed. So, and always remember, instead of getting from a breeder and encourage them to have other litters that maybe they don't get them all adopted and they get dumped into rescue, well, maybe you can get them from a rescue before the breeder dumps them. Okay. And stop the encouragement of the backyard breeding for money. Okay. Because every time you get a dog from a backyard breeder, you're encouraging them to have more litters. And they're already inundated with these dogs now. So, wow. Thanks, Melanie. You're here every week. Now, what, you going to be here next week still? Is your husband still going to be out of town?
Yeah, I'll be on next week.
Cool. All right. We have a, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention too, Laura down there with the puppies and Melanie. If you guys remember right, last week, Melanie was our narrator for the Halloween, the trick-or-treating parade. All right. And that was a blast, wasn't it? I could tell you were having fun. So
I was.
And we try to have fun here. Why not? Okay. So you got to keep your sanity somehow with the rescues. So, well, just like I said, Mr. Toby is here, and we'll go into why his name is spelled a little bit differently, which is probably going to be obvious. So we're going to play this video real quick because it actually came out pretty good. I got lucky.
Perfect.
That is one good looking dog there now. As soon as I find him, there he is.
There he is.
Mastiff mix, huh?
Yes, he is.
What do you call him? A Mastinese?
Mastinese. Gretchen came up with that.
Yeah, Gretchen was one that made that up, by the way. In case you
Yeah.
never heard of that breed, I don't think there is a breed, but there is now officially, right?
Yeah, there's a Mastinese.
They may not be AKC recognized yet, right?
They not yet. We're
Okay.
working on that.
He's big, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he was 120 pounds when he was neutered, and that was maybe almost a month ago. So I think he's definitely
So
filled
you
out.
believe? So the belief is he's about 12 months old, then 11 months.
I think hi Toby. I think he's probably 11. I don't think he's quite 1 year old.
Okay. All right.
Yes, you're a good boy.
He looks like my foster dog Pickles, and he's an Akbash, but
Yeah.
but Pickles is all Akbash. You can see there's mix in him, and usually, well, there's nothing wrong with a mix.
No, Toby's got a very he definitely has the Mastiff sort of like square head.
Yeah,
And then he has
but
kind of
Anatolian Shepherds have square heads too, though, don't they?
I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
And then and he's got kind of long, lean Akbash body. So
Does he have the long leg? Well, that doesn't really count because Mastiffs kind of have longer legs
yeah, he's
too.
got very long legs, and he has the biggest double doos I have ever seen.
Wow, so he
Yeah.
definitely has Pyrenees in there then somewhere, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
What an amazing dog. And he's a big goofball that never stops wagging his tail, huh?
He is. Yeah, his tail is always wagging. Except
Has he
for
ever
when-
been on your boat?
He hasn't.
Okay.
He hasn't been on. He hasn't
We'll
been on
have
the
to
boat yet.
test him. We'll have to test him out.
Yes. Yeah, we will have to test him out on that.
You notice that there's more water driven backgrounds in your video than there is in any others. I just wanted you to feel at home.
I appreciate that, Steve. I appreciate that.
Krista, our host here, she has a sailboat, and
I
we're trying to
do.
get her to host the show once with the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, as our backdrop.
Yes. Well, it would be Puget Sound.
Puget Sound.
Beautiful
Oh, okay.
Puget Sound. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. And you never know. Maybe we can talk Rena since she's closer to maybe be with you that day.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
maybe
that be cool?
Rena could come sailing.
Yeah. And that way, a
So-
lot of the GPRS people can put a face with the name. That
Yeah,
doesn't like out of the Texas people. So,
definitely. Definitely.
because now you're a screener too, also, right?
Yes, I also do screening. Yeah.
Now, because you're a screener, is there any extra stuff you look for because you have the dog, or is everybody treated the same?
Well, everybody's treated the same, but obviously, I mean, generally, if an adopter gets approved, they meet pretty high standards, and
Well, yeah, a lot of rescues, they're good people just because they've been approved by a rescue.
yeah,
Because they got to
definitely.
pry dogs out of your cold dead hands.
exactly. And yeah, Toby's a
Why
really
is
good
that?
boy.
Because you know where they look at his eyes. Oh my God,
He's got
those
kind of
are
massive
Akbash eyes, from what I can tell.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, but the
Oh.
position is different, but the way
Yeah.
but they're also pure eyes too. They have
Yeah.
those eyes too. So
Where are you going, Toby?
how about we make a new breed and call him purebred good boy? We have a lot of those with GPRS.
We have a lot of. He is definitely a purebred good boy. Come here, buddy.
Now, where's Anakin? I want to meet Anakin, his
Anakin.
mentor.
Anakin is being very patient and waiting in his crate because it's not his turn on the show.
Okay, all right.
So,
And well,
yeah.
he's not for you would have to go to findanotherdog.com to get him, right?
Yes.
Because he's
Yeah.
got a mom.
Yes. Yeah. Anakin's a very good boy. He's a very good mentor. And that's the toilet that we're going to install later today. But just happens to be in the video.
Okay, your rescue pure has 20% lab, short hair, tall, curled, high, like that. Sounds more like an Akbash instead of a lab mix, doesn't it?
Yeah. She's asking
Oh.
about Becky. So, Becky, the puppies that I have are their Pyrenees cattle dog mixes.
Becky.
yeah.
See, she's throwing me off. I don't know who Becky is.
Yeah, I think Becky is my Becky. And,
Oh, okay.
And my puppies are Pyrenees cattle dogs.
That's what's the other one's name?
Becky and Dottie.
Dottie.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that Toby turned down to mentor because they're crazy, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. That is
Um,
true.
And they're your escape artist, aren't they?
They are my escape artists. Yes.
Okay. And
I've found that having Toby in the yard for them to play with has really helped keep them more interested in the yard.
and give them a reason to stay home.
Yes. They have been
And
doing
that's
a
what this is
lot
about.
less.
They were going
digging.
exploring. They were going exploring, weren't they?
They were. Yeah. Yeah. Susan says Becky on the video, and she's a Pyrenees cattle dog.
Oh, okay. All right. And cattle dog, they're pretty high energy, aren't they?
They are. They're definitely high energy. Those
Yeah.
two are constantly running around and playing, and yeah. So, but
All right.
Toby likes to play with them, and Toby is a very snuggly boy. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Susan, I'd love to see a picture of your dog. If you can send it to info@newhopepiers.org.
Sure.
And I'd love, because we'd love to see the pictures. What we'll do is we'll set up an email for the show, and let's see if we'll get a show email set up. That way you don't have to. It'll still be at newhopepiers.org. Because I can't set one up for GPRS because that's not my website, but we can do one for the show, and we'll just call it the Rescue Show at newhopepiers.org or something. We'll make it a short, less typing, the better. Okay. We'll try that. And we will work a little bit. So what kind of, I'm getting ahead of myself. What kind of home does he need?
He's a pretty flexible guy. Like he gets along well with all three of our dogs. He would really benefit from having a younger dog in the home to continue to play with. I think, as you mentioned in the video, definitely like older children, because he's 120 pounds. And he gets kind of bouncy sometimes, and so we definitely wouldn't want him knocking over younger kids. But
Yeah. So
boy.
if he would accidentally hurt a young child, like any giant breed is capable of, without meaning it. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
And by the way, Susan, yes, that is correct. All right. And we'll set one up for the show. By next week, I'll have a show email set up, and we can, in case you guys want to interact that way, or maybe you want to be a guest on the show, talk about your dog. Because don't forget, Roman, when we finish getting him stabilized on this, he's going to have a segment probably twice a month, maybe more. We'll see how it goes. And he's a very good behaviorist, probably the best in the world, in my opinion. But he knows how to connect with the people, okay? And that's key to this. If you're not there in person, well, he sure is good looking.
He's a good-looking
Toby,
boy.
Him and Snoopy are both good-looking dogs now. And Snoopy's got the more classic pure look, and he's got the more classic Akbash Mastiff look.
Yep.
Wow.
We've got the full spectrum of dog styles today.
And look at him. Now, is he a typical puppy that you got to chase around everywhere?
He's a really good boy. Like, he comes when I call him all to come in. He comes bounding in with my puppies. And
Wait a minute. You've got a Pyrenees that comes when you call them?
I have 4 Pyrenees that come when I call them. Yes.
Wow. There you have it.
Yeah.
See, it can happen.
It
all right?
can happen. Yes.
Yeah.
We
always
practice regularly.
Yeah. See, trainers, they're big on teaching sit and stay and stuff like that. But when you have people that work with behavior, we don't care about that because they already know how to do that when they're born. I would rather have my dog come to me when I call him,
That's a big one.
especially if he's in danger. Okay. And I don't know what peer lift is. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Susan. And
Sounds
apparently,
like transporting Pyrenees.
you're going to be on transport. Okay. Wow. Okay, cool. That makes a difference. So you're helping rescues out. Awesome. Wow. So you got your peer from somewhere and you're in Texas. Is that a GPRS alumni, your dog? If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. You're not obligated. So Man, what a show we had today. Is there any closing statements you'd like to make about Mr. Toby? Like, why is his name spelled with 2 E's instead of a Y?
I think there was a second Toby at GPRS.
I think
So
you're right.
He had to
And
be, he had to
I
be
heard-
B.
I heard a rumor Toby's picked that spelling himself.
I don't know about that.
Well, I just heard a rumor. All right.
We'll go
Um,
with it's a rumor. Yeah.
And always remember, it could happen.
It could.
Yeah. Harvey and Laura, thank you for taking care of those puppies and in their start at life. And
So
for
cute.
everything you do and for the breed and dogs in general. And Krista, we got to get you on that sailboat. We would love to have
Next-
Puget Sound as a
Next
backdrop.
time I host. As long
Next
as
time
it's
you
not
host,
raining.
that's 5 or 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, 5 or 6 weeks.
Hopefully the ocean isn't frozen at that time.
Hopefully not.
Melanie, thank you very much. And don't forget that Melanie and Laura, Laura was part of the behind the scenes that made the Halloween show go off without a hitch. She was there.
Thank you guys
You
for
folks
being there.
remember the behind the scenes camera that was fixed on Laura and her son. So,
Awesome.
and then we had 3 cameras going. We had Melanie's, and we had the behind the scenes camera, and we had Forrest that he was doing the close-ups. Okay. And that was an amazing show. They got to go trick-or-treating and we got to go with them. All right. So what could possibly be happening for Thanksgiving? We think we're going to take Thanksgiving weekend off. We'll play a rerun. So if you guys have a favorite show that you liked and you would like to have us schedule that to play again, let us know. I'm shying towards the Halloween show myself, but don't forget, we did our first Pier Parade. Okay. We were at GPRS headquarters then, and that one went off well. Krista was hosting that one. Melanie was behind the camera on that one. And you've been involved a lot with the behind the scenes, haven't you? She also produces this show in a lot of areas.
Oh,
She's
awesome.
the one that usually brings up the comments for us and stuff. And if I'd get off my butt and upload photographs, she'd bring those up too on the timing. But yeah, so and she's a foster and a volunteer and a great video person too. So
Thank
all
you,
right.
Melanie.
Yeah. All right. So Laura and Harvey and Laura got tired. And I knew they had to go. I should have taken them down. We're on overtime, and we're just rambling now. Not really. I'm just rambling now. Sorry. I'm sorry to include you guys. All right. So I promised to play Snoopy's video as the exit video, and I would, but it's not up here. I could have sworn I brought that up here. You're going to kill me, aren't you, Melanie? I don't have it up here.
We can play it next week.
All right. Well, you'll be here next week with Snoopy. We'll make sure at least his video gets played. All right. And if we're short a dog, we can feature him again. One of these days, we got to get him out. Do you have a signal out back where he can, we can see him stretch his legs?
I could switch over to my cell phone so we can watch him run around.
Or we can just watch his video. He runs around in his video too. So
Run his video too.
I'm sorry, I didn't have that up here. I have Toby and Bonnie and Julia and Naomi. How did I forget Snoopy?
Busy week.
I've been busy this week. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's why the puppies didn't get a video. I've been kind of busy. Anyway, next Sunday. By the way, for Christmas, we've actually come to an agreement with Santa. Just so you know.
Wow.
So there's a step towards our Christmas show that is a positive step. We've made an agreement with the North Pole. So Santa will be there if we can get everything else together. So there's one last comment. Make sure. Oh, Melise. Hi, Melise. You were watching. Okay, I'll watch myself next time. I'll quit rambling. I promise. All right, everybody.
Thank you, Melanie.
Thanks, Krista. We'll see you next time on the boat. Okay. Hopefully, we're not going to push that. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye, Toby. Bye, Snoopy.